world, it's always breaking. That's part of its nature, endlessly and eternally breaking. And as often as it does, it is being recuperated. It is being reconstituted through the act of repair. Repair is an essential element of existence, a phenomenon that stands as a gateway between the past and the future, inheriting the old, inheriting what has been broken and all that came with it, its complexities, its history, and its durability. It is picking up the remains one piece at a time and quietly weaving it back together, thread by thread, into something that is at once old and new, repairing what has been broken and becoming something greater because of it, something truer, something more solid. That's what I love seeing from protagonists as they develop. Repair, not erasure. Seeing the hero embracing their wounds, their traumas, their failures, and not fleeing or repressing them, it's exhilarating. It's exhilarating because it's so affirming at a core human level. Watching a well-written and dynamic character struggle and fail only to finally achieve enough emotional self-awareness to reconcile their own traumas, their own breaks, and make peace with all of it, to make peace with themselves, it's captivating. And that's part of why I was so captivated by Phosphophyllite, the protagonist of the 2017 series from Studio Orange, Houseki no Kuni, or Land of the Lustrous. If you're not familiar with the series or in need of a refresher, here is a brief synopsis. In the distant future, gems inhabit a world that has been devastated by 6 meteors. Each of the members of this small community are assigned a task in order to help both themselves and their fellow gems evade being captured by the Lunarians, a mysterious people who attack unprovoked, in order to bring the shattered remains of the gems back to their home, the moon. Phosphophyllite, a young and fragile gem, dreams of helping their friends in the fight against the Lunarians. However, due to their brittle makeup, they are assigned the task of compiling an encyclopedia. After reluctantly embarking on this quest, Phos encounters Cinnabar, a gem who has been relegated to patrolling the isolated island's shore, alone at night because of the corrosive poison their body exudes. After seeing how miserable Cinnabar is firsthand, Phos vows to find a role that both of the rejected gems can perform. Houseki no Kuni follows Phos' efforts to be useful and protect their fellow gems.
その色
In metaphysics, the Greek philosopher Aristotle declared that the chief forms of beauty are order and symmetry and definiteness. Definition, clearly defined or determined, not vague or general, fixed, precise, or exact. The Society of Gems that we are introduced to at the onset of the series is one of perfect order and symmetry. We need look no further than their origins for evidence of this. After the gems wash up at the shore of Nascency, Master Kongo collects them and corrects them. He corrects each gem with a chisel, removing asymmetries, therefore making all the gems equal. The contradiction here is that while all the gems are equal symmetrically, they are not in fact equal. The gem's hardness on the Mohs scale, a qualitative ordinal scaling system, is a fundamental component of the gem's society structurally. The hardness of the gem denotes the gem's function and role within the society itself. And in a society where a gem's lifespan, if they are not captured by Lunarians, is literally immeasurable, time and a gem's relationship to it operate on a radically different access to that of our own. What happens when you have all the time in the world is that your life and its worth become much more profoundly tied to what you do and your purpose in society itself than to any other metric. As series writer and creator Haruko Ichikawa explains in an interview from 2016, without working, without feeling you're being of some use to society, it's hard to find meaning in life. Finding meaning through meaningful purpose is something that a number of the gems in the series struggle with in their own way. Take Diamond and their sense of inadequacy resulting from their inability to keep up with or even help their partner Bort, or the profound tragedy of Cinnabar and their nightly patrols along the shore, all the while hoping for the release of abduction by the Lunarians, because maybe there on the moon the Lunarians might have some use for them. Meaningful purpose is paramount in the life of a gem, and when purpose is tied to hardness, they can never be truly equal because they aren't equally hard. This cuts to the root of the problem with the Society of Gems. It's a world that is perfectly and symmetrically static. From the day of their birth The day they are corrected by Master Kongo, from that first day to their last day, they are never anything more or less than they already are. And despite phos's best efforts early on in the series to fit in and to find their own meaningful purpose, they were never going to, because they are not now and never will be hard enough. Returning to the words of series creator Haruko Ichikawa again, Phosphophyllite is not suited as a gem. It breaks very easily. It's pretty, but isn't suitable to be a gem. Phos isn't suited to be a gem, but then isn't that exactly the point? So there is this fascinating Japanese art form known as Kintsugi. The kin in Kintsugi means golden and sugi is joinery. Combined, Kintsugi translates as golden joinery or to join with gold. Kintsugi is the art of restoring broken ceramics by rejoining the shattered fragments of the broken object with a mixing agent composed of a resin and powdered gold leaf. The practice dates back to the late 15th century and gained widespread popularity throughout Japan for turning broken objects into works of art more valued than the original pieces themselves. And as I descended deeper down the rabbit hole, I was struck by the parallels between this artistic practice's aesthetic philosophy and Phosphophyllite's journey throughout the series itself. Philosophically, Kintsugi understands breakage and repair rather beautifully as an indelible moment in the history of the object, rather than something needing to be concealed or scrubbed from memory. Those moments are laid bare for all the world to see with absolutely no effort taken to disguise the areas of breakage. They appear as naked as the cracks of a desert floor, highlighted with glorious gold, celebrating what it once was and what it now is. It's rather fitting then that Phos, the gem whose entire emotional and spiritual journey is catalogued in beautifully mismatched detail onto their own body, should also have their golden infusions, not hidden but highlighted. And it's literally because of their malleability, their ability to adapt and to change, as the uniforming white masking powder can no longer cover Phos's arms due to the golden alloy's elasticity. More generally speaking, Kintsugi philosophically falls under a branch of a wider aesthetic worldview, a Zen Buddhist concept known as wabi-sabi. Wabi-sabi is a school of thought that expands a worldview centered on the acceptance of transience and imperfection. Wabi-sabi recognizes the beauty of what is impermanent, what is fragile, and what openly bears the scars of time, both acknowledging and deriving beauty in the quirks and anomalies which have arisen over the time span of the object's existence, and recognizing that it's the wear and tear which gives the object both a sense of individuality and its elegant beauty. This runs contrapuntally to the ideals of symmetry that are pervasive in the society of gems at the opening of the series, and to the attitudes on beauty championed by many of the pillars of Western thinking like Aristotle. The gems are fixed, they are defined, while Phos, on the other hand, through their experiences with the Admirabilis, Cinnabar, the traumatic impact of losing Antarcticite, and the effects of losing so much of their original body, become something new. Their body and mind have been painfully subjected to the vicissitudes of just living, and like the golden cracks of the restored ceramics, their personal history could not be more clearly illuminated than in the breaks, the knocks, and the shattering to which they have been subject to. Phos, this new Phos, that is at once the old Phos, has become strong, but it's not the fixed, symmetrical strength of Bort or their fellow gems. Phos's strength may not be what they wanted it to be when we first met them in the opening episode, but it is a strength that allows them to crack, bend, and break their way through time, all the while adapting and growing through the experiences that shape them. It is this strength, a strength that grew out of their experiences, that makes them who they are, and it's this strength which will help them protect their fellow gems and maybe one day save them from themselves. You see, Phos, the gem who has grown so much through breakage and repair, needs to do the same for their fellow gems. In order to save all the gems, she needs to break them and free them from the uniformity and stasis that is holding them back. You see, in Buddhist scriptures, the Western paradise, or Sukhavati, is made up of gems. And this was what inspired series creator Haruko Ichikawa to create Land of the Lustrous. Commenting on this inspiration, Ichikawa states that, "I eventually began to think that even in a place like paradise, where each and everything experiences salvation, the gems can only ever be decoration. Phos needs to destroy the society of the gems so that it might be repaired, just like they themselves have been destroyed and repaired so many times before. They need to destroy the gem society so that they can become something more than merely decoration." And it was exhilarating to see that towards the end of the series, episode 10 to be exact, that their influence was perhaps already starting to pay off in some sense, as a broken diamond, who was no longer relying on Bort's strength, but rather embracing their own uniqueness, found their own individual approach to defeating the towering Lunarian behemoth Shiro. Over the series' 12 episodes, Phosphophyllite, with their fractured memory, their agate legs, their golden arms, and their golden tears, comes to embody the spirit of Kintsugi itself. With golden fissures not hidden but highlighted, their cracks become both a celebration of what they were and what they now are. They become stronger and eventually accepted because they break very easily, not in spite of it. With every crack, every break, and every trauma they carry shaping them, changing them, and over time revealing the symbolic truth that, fractured as they might be, phos belong together as they are, a perfectly imperfect arrangement of inclusions, with each piece complementing the others in their own unique way, giving embodiment to the words of author Richard R. Powell that nothing lasts, nothing is finished, and nothing is perfect. And that's all for this video. If you made it this far, I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and consider subscribing with the notification bell turned on, please and thank you. All our social media links are in the description below. Please give us a follow and maybe leave a comment with what you thought of the video or with any topic suggestions for a future video that you'd like to see covered on this channel. If you are feeling extra generous and want to go that extra mile, maybe consider sharing the video. It really helps the growth of the channel by getting new eyes on the video. Finally, check out my anime podcast if you haven't already. Links are in the description below. Until next time, bye bye, love you, bye.